Yeah, sustainable ophthalmology is a concept which is catching up all across the world because of the environmental challenges what we are facing. And all of us individually have to work hard and mindfully to make our consumption less and make our footprint less, both from the environmental standpoint, and that will immediately translate into financial benefit also. It's simple, what our grandmothers or what we did 2 generations back in the villages. So it's similar to that. And all these are the causes which are threatening human health and ourselves also. And as we have the Hippocratic oath that we should not do primarily any harm like that, now we have to encompass beyond ourselves. We have to look at all the species as well as the planetary health, because that's going to be our biggest threat in the next century. And all organizations now worldwide are coming together to start to have this I sustain. AIOS also is part of it. So all organizations are combining together to have these practices in future, to mold them into sustainable practices. So we have to practice a circular economy. We have to reduce our need, reuse and recycle. And this every step, like putting on a switch, opening a tap, and our paperless offices, everything, we'll have to make sure that our imprint on this earth is less, and that automatically will convert into benefits financially also. Even when designing a hospital, there are so many things which will help us reduce our footprint. Building design, green buildings, there are already green buildings and there's a huge code. If you just go into the net, you'll know what to do. So the materials what we use, the processes what we do, how we build, the design, insulation, windows, walls, planting trees, all this will help in decreasing our footprint. Majority of the energy use is the light what we use in our hospitals, the temperature settings. As the global warming is more, we'll need more and more air conditioning. Right now you can find the heat even in winters. And then our mobility. So electricity, the rooftops can be used for solar power generation, and being commercial setups with the high amount in 2-3 years, that will pay for itself. That's what is recommended. We have to conserve electricity also, producing it in a green way. Water, similarly, reduce the usage, recycle them, use the grey water for plants and other things. And waste, try to minimize waste. The earlier concept that the more disposable use, the more cleaner it is, that's all humbug. So you see the Arvind model, they've already shown that what Arvind uses, most of it are reusable stuff. And then the same what the Americans use, they throw away even titanium tips after each surgery, which is nearly 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. And everything is peeled off, use it and throw in the huge garbage pile which comes in. So that can also be recycled. This good Arvind model which we need to follow. So our mindsets also should change, like waste segregation, minimize, and then recycle them. Similar for other purposes also. Food, all of us know plant-based foods are healthy for us, and that also causes a low economic or environmental footprint. We need to avoid wastage. Nearly 40% of the food which is produced in the world is wasted everywhere. So we need to mindfully make sure that we don't waste it. Transportation, all of you are aware of electric vehicles. We need to make optimum use of that and make sure that our hospitals have chargeable points, because in 10 years down the line, everything will be electric vehicles. So we need to make sure of that. Pest management, in hospitals we use a lot of pest management, but we should avoid all the toxic chemicals which are again we inhale and then we are harmed by it. Electronics, all of us use electronics everywhere, and these have to be properly disposed of and recycled. And this is what I was talking about. And for example, in the same footprint, what the Americans use, in 10% of the thing, you can still do the same cataract surgery with same results. So we need to be mindful of that. And also while practicing, there are so many things which we are used to a commercial model. For example, if a patient has 0.25 error, then we say, okay, go new glasses, because the whole model is situated so that how to increase the turnover, revenue, GDP, and then burden the earth. Nobody is looking from the other side. And so we need to make sure that we minimize our prescriptions. Each bottle is a burden on earth. each prescription what you give is a burden on earth. If the patient is able to manage, you are saving this one, and indirectly, if you are prescribing less, the patient has a mindset that this doctor gives you right advice and your practice will grow. Even teleconsultations, we learned during COVID times that many of the things I stopped doing 1 week post-op cataracts. So for you also, your practice time is saved, your patient time is saved. So we have to optimize the visits. We need not ask them to come again and again, and over phone or something also you can make use of that. Technology, we have to use of this artificial intelligence, and so many other things are coming up. We have to use the appropriate technology to for all purposes in your practice. Thank you so much for your attention.